Yeah, it's interesting because when you go search on Google Trump, you're going to get articles from Epoch News, maybe. You'll get articles from New York Times. You'll see a bunch of different opinions. And as long as you don't trust the AI to just spit out what the truth is, then then you get to see different points of view. And you're saying, why not have that on Wikipedia itself?
Exactly. Why not? Um, the third thesis is abolish source blacklists. So we discussed earlier about how Wikipedia basically blocks the use of certain conservative, especially conservative sources, and anything that is remotely anti-establishment is generally blocked. That should not be, and I simply advocate that Wikipedia should go back to its former practices until about, I don't know, maybe 2010, 2015, of allowing a wide variety of sources and attributing the claims made by them to those sources, and allowing the people to make up their own minds, obviously, which is a good way of describing the neutrality policy, by the way. So the fourth thesis is to revive the original neutrality policy. And a good way to sum up what the original neutrality policy was all about is when there is a point of debate or dispute, Wikipedia doesn't take a recognizable side, allowing the user to make up his own mind based on a fair representation of all the competing views. That's what neutrality is supposed to be. It does not have to do with objectivity. Neutrality is not objectivity. Objectivity is like scientific, logical, rational attempt to limb the reality at the joints, to carve it at the joints, and so that we have only truth and no falsehood. That's what objectivity is all about. Neutrality is the strategy of the media strategy of acknowledging that people are ultimately going to end up carving up reality for themselves in different ways, and we ought not to impose our views on others.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
And we should give them the tools that they need to make up their own minds. That's what neutrality is about. And I'm simply saying Wikipedia has abandoned that as a policy, and they should take it up again. Let's see, let's skip another one. Number 6 is reveal who Wikipedia's leaders are. So if you look at the groups of Wikipedians that have access to tools that give them more authority on the platform. I'm talking about the arbitration committee, which is kind of like the Supreme Court of Wikipedia, the bureaucrats who have the ability to create new administrators who themselves have the ability to block accounts. Well, if you take 3 of the highest powered groups of Wikipedians, you count them up. There's 62 such people, or there were last summer, and of those 62, 85% are anonymous. We don't know who they are. They don't give sufficient information. A lot of times they don't even say what their nationality is. They don't give a first name. They don't give us a picture, etc. And maybe they are known to each other to some extent. But the point is, you would think that the most powerful people in this platform, which is in some ways the most powerful information platform in the world, you would think that they would take personal responsibility for the decisions that they make, but they don't. Right. So I think that the Wikimedia Foundation should indemnify them, should enter into a formal relationship with such people and require that they reveal their identities. And of course, if somebody doesn't want their identity revealed, then they can feel free to resign from the position. So I think that would be very reasonable. Right. The problem is there is simply no one that can be sued on Wikipedia for the abundant libel that happens on Wikipedia. So and ultimately the Wikimedia editorial staff, volunteer though it is, has to sort of grow up and own up to the influence that they have.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.
Hi, it's Brian Rose from London Real. You probably know that we've just recently been re-platformed on YouTube after 25 months completely in the dark. The truth is, I really need your help. What I really need you to do is click on that subscribe button right now, like this video, and maybe even leave a comment or share the link with friends. We're really fighting against an algorithm that's tried to keep us quiet for so long. And the more subscribers we have, the more people watch our content, the better guests we can bring you, the better content, and we can continue transforming lives. We've been doing this for 14 years now. I want to do this for another 14 years, but I really need your help. So click on that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment, share this, and we're going to continue to bring you more and more great content. Thank you.